is joining in this Lunch and Learn. I have been part of PMI before. I was serving as the head of community for Europe. As you know, community is the heart and soul of PMI. So I'm really excited to see many people joining these type of activities because we want to learn, we want to connect, and we want to make an impact in the profession and in the world. So first, thank you for having me. I prepared some slides and some questions in Mentimeter. Hopefully we make the most of this time together. I'm happy to continue the journey as we want to build a sustainable movement and integrate sustainability practice in the project management profession. But before I start with my slides, I would like let me see if you are seeing the slides. Yes? I think so, no?
I'm looking at the Mentimeter now.
Oh, okay. Well, let's start then. If you are looking at the Mentimeter, let's start with Mentimeter. So let's go to the Mentimeter. And if you have your phones available, we can start thinking why sustainability matters for the project profession. So let's do some engagement and level set as we start. I think if you are joining is because this topic matters to you and because you want to make an impact in the profession. But let's have some quotes that then we can use to inspire others. So why sustainability matters for the project profession? That's the question. So let's check that everything's going okay. If someone is struggling with a Menti, use the chat or just unmic yourself. Without sustainability, we're shows fraud, shows professionalism, competitiveness, future-proofing, operation reducing risk, because it will only necessary now, but the future as well. Sustainability matters everywhere, should be into D&I, grow while we respect nature. I don't want to ruin the planet with my projects. We're building the future, we're building the society in the project to build sustainable results, because I want that my daughter growing up in a living, habitable planet, part of value creation, to follow practice that work effectively, to leave room for our children, to build for last, could help reduce raw material, to ensure we have a future, because we don't want to destroy Earth. Limited resources require a wise use of them. Sustainability is very important, it's everywhere. We must count sustainability impact of projects, trust, project deliverables have direct impact on our environment, is the future for the future. I love the responses. We need long-term values. Fantastic, yes. Sustainability is a type of value to be considered by a project to survive, to work effectively, respecting our world, consider the future. I love the responses. I don't want to close the Menti. Grow and build with respect is important in every field of life for the future. We need long-term values. There is no speck on Earth. There is no planet B. Yes, indeed. Oh, everyone is for the construction industry to minimize harm. Yes. I don't know if you are following on LinkedIn our PMI CEO, Pierre Leman. If you are not following, I suggest that you follow him because he posted every day. And yesterday he posted a thought leadership report about construction and the importance of AI and sustainability. So I think it's worth the read, especially for the one that made the comment about construction industry, definitely. To lead such projects which don't cause harm to the environment, because we all need to take care of the planet if we want to save it. Well, thank you so much for these amazing responses. The Menti continues open, so if you want to input there, thank you. We all collect these for our narrative and communications. But I think it's a good starting point to start our conversation and the slides that are prepared for us today. So the title of this presentation is Stepping Up for Change. The role of the project profession indeed is about change. And in our role, we can influence businesses a lot in how they drive change one project at a time. So the intention for today is how can projects turn sustainability goals into real measurable impact, and to walk you through some tools and resources that we have through the joint venture that we signed last April with Green Project Management. So you can start including sustainability in a professional and standardized and consistent way. So probably since you are here and the responses that we have in Menti, all of you know that sustainability is vital for organizations. The United Nations every year does a report and they interview the most important CEOs of the global organizations. And among 2,000 CEOs, 99, so almost all of them, mentioned that sustainability is a key strategic priority for the enterprise. However, only half of them feel confident about sharing progress because there is a big gap between the strategy and the execution. And that's the invitation for the project profession to help to close that gap. We are in Europe and across the globe, but in Europe in particular, sustainability is a priority. So for example, on screen, you see the Corporate Sustainable Reporting Directive that requires organizations to report around sustainability. We have the GRI, so there are a lot of reporting needs for organizations to take sustainability serious. Of course, it's the right thing to do. It's about that long-term perspective that we discussed through Menti, but there is a need to report and to take sustainability serious at an enterprise level. Sustainability is vital for organizations. But most organizations lack the skills to make it real, action-oriented. And as you probably saw in our PMI talent gap research, the project profession is growing. And the green skills, the sustainable skills, are in demand. So they are growing 2 times faster than the supply. So 2 times request over the people that are ready and prepared to drive that transformation. And according to the World Economic Forum, between 40 and 50% of the workforce needs reskilling in the green transition, in the sustainable transition. So again, big call to action from business, the need for talent and to be ready to drive these, and for project professionals especially, because we are the people that can help to close that gap between the strategy and the execution to make sustainability action-oriented. So our invitation is to reflect that when we manage projects, we are shaping the future. So it's an invitation for us to step up to deliver the MORE, that is PMI vision for the profession. Perhaps some of you are familiar with this term. If not, I will bring a quick reminder of what MORE stands for. So every project has the potential to change the world. If we manage perceptions, so we really focus on how we include and really communicate our initiatives and manage our stakeholder perceptions. With AI, we are optimizing a lot of process to really focus on that aspect of selling the value of our project, communicating, being proactive, really creating that culture where our projects are perceived, elevating the world. The second one for the MORE is own success. As project professionals, we are the responsible for the project, but not only in the traditional triple constraint of budget, time, and scope, but we own the success, the value of this project. And as we are talking about sustainability, of course, it's really important to think about the value in terms of the long-term perspective. What is that we are providing and how we are the owners of that value and that success. The R is about reassessing the project parameters. We live in a world constantly changing and transforming, so we need to be flexible in our mindset and really reassess what we are doing. And the E is to expand our perspective. And sustainability, even it's connected to all of them, probably it's the expand perspective aspect, because we are moving beyond traditional project management, the time, scope, and schedule to really think on what is the legacy, what is the value of the project that we are bringing, and what's the value in terms of people, planet, and prosperity. So since I have been talking a little bit, and I don't want to bore you, let's go again to Menti, because I'm curious to know how many of your current projects explicitly include sustainability goals or KPIs. So let's go to Mentimeter and take it from there. I'm going to share the Menti screen, then I need to move, I think, to the next slide. Are you seeing so here you have the Menti, and let me check to move to the next slide. So how many of your current projects explicitly include sustainability goals or KPIs? Less than 25%, between 25 and 50, between 50 and 75, or the desired stage, more than 75. So let's do this short survey. Okay, so let's give 2 more seconds if anyone wants to vote. It seems that we have a clear preferred answer. Most of the responses are below 25, and we have one response above 75. So I think that's the role model. So I invite you, like, for the success story to share with us, like, what are the projects that you're working on, because we are curious to role model or share your story to role model others. So great, thank you for the engagement. Let's continue with the presentation. So I want to pause here and share with you the results of the Project Success Report from 2025. So PMI in 2024 conducted a more comprehensive research, the most comprehensive thought leadership research since it was founded. That is the Project Success Report. And in 2024 reports, one of the key insights was that sustainability is the higher predictor of project success. And that the projects that include sustainability in their KPIs, in their metrics, have 2.5 more chances to be successful. So I think this is a reminder that sustainability is not only doing good and thinking about the future, but for us project professionals is a performance indicator. So if we have 2.5 more chances to be successful in our projects, let's start including sustainability in our KPIs. And if you are not doing that already, it's a good invitation to influence your project sponsors, your stakeholders, to consider those elements, because that drives performance. So these were the results of 2024. And in 2025, we continue the results. So this is 2024. The top performance is sustainability, including the environmental, the social, and the economic dimension. If you want to access the report, here you have the QR code. So essentially, aligning projects with sustainability not only enhance the customer satisfaction, but it improves the perception of success. So it's really important that we start integrating sustainability from the start of our project and influencing the stakeholders to see the importance in the overall performance of the project. It's doing good, but it is also a performance indicator. In 2025, the results went deeper. So we clarify the 3 types of sustainability benefits that are the environmental, the social, and the economic or business value, the prosperity dimension. And we took away from these reports that vision and sustainability completely transform the project success. So as you can see on slide, projects that don't have a clear vision underperform in 18 points. If you add a clear vision of what success looks like, those satisfaction went to 41. So 59 points of increase between no clear vision and a clear vision of success. And if you include any sustainability team, so the environmental, the social, or the economic dimension, that satisfaction went to 49. But if you included the three type of sustainability dimension, the three type of benefits, the environmental benefit, the social benefit, and the economic prosperity, then the satisfaction grew to 72 points. So between no clear vision and vision plus the three elements of sustainability, we have an exponential growth of 90 points. So again, sustainability is also about performance. But the difficult thing is that only 4.3 of the project integrate sustainability teams. We have today in our Menti one person that mentioned that more than 75% of the projects include sustainability, but it's not the norm, it's the exception. So this is a big call to action for us, to be really championing, to be really leading on this sustainable transformation, to be advocates of including sustainability because it's the right thing to do. But if we want to talk the business language, to connect with your stakeholders, to own that success, you can also use this information to really consider the business performance element of including sustainability in the KPIs. Essentially, it drives project success. If we want our projects to be successful, sustainability should be the mindset that guides us. I have been talking about the why sustainability matters, for the reporting aspect, especially in Europe, for the organizations that put sustainability as a top strategy, because as project professionals, we have the possibility to influence projects and to elevate the world, because it's the right thing to do for the present, the future, our family, our kids. So let's think about the how. I think if you're here, probably you all agree about the importance of sustainability, but the how, let's move to the how. So a quick reminder, I don't know if you have seen this communication or perhaps you have done it, but PMI has a free course about MORE. So how we evolve our mindset from traditional project management to manage perceptions, own success, reassess the parameters, and expand perspective. And as I said, sustainability is really connected to the expand perspective dimension. So it's a good opportunity for free to do this course to really deliver value and drive success. So this is my invitation for all of you, free resource to really think about the vision of the profession and how we really step up to be really innovative in our way of approaching projects and expand perspective and elevate the world. The second thing that I want to share free for our members is the PMI and GPM ecosystem. So as part of the joint venture that we established last year with Green Project Management, an organization that has been working for the last 15 years in this space, and the founder and CEO is an absolute SME that has also been included, for example, in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These resources, you can start using it right now. So we have the competence standard that is about the knowledge and the skills that you need to have. The P5 methodology. P5 is because people, planet, and prosperity are the three pillars of sustainability. And because we're project professionals, it's about process and products. So those complete the P5. And then you have the practice guide, that is how we put all of these in practice, and the sustainability reporting guide for projects. As I said, many organizations in Europe are driven by the need to report about sustainability. So these tools help you to report at the project level, and that reporting can be integrated in the overall narrative and the overall sustainability reporting of the organization. So it helps you to elevate your role to really be a business partner, business leader in this aspect on how the project contributes to the overall sustainability narrative of the organization. So here you have the QR code of these free resources, for resources, not free, for resources, but free for cost for our members. All of them are really valuable, but if I have to start with one, I would start with the P5. I will share on screen kind of how it looks like. And then the reporting guide, how the use of the P5 then drives that accountability and KPIs and elevate the project narrative overall. This is the heart of the P5. So as I said, if you look at the colors, we have the people dimension, the planet dimension, and the prosperity dimension. And because we're project professionals, we have the products and the processes. So if you're familiarized with these, with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, you will see a lot of commonalities between these and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, because it's connecting that, and it's how we can make it action-oriented at a project level. So this matrix and this combination of elements, it reminds us to the periodic table of elements when we study at secondary school. The truth is that you can combine the different elements, the 49 elements that you have on screen, and it provides you with 245 ways to assess and manage sustainability across projects, programs, and portfolios. Of course, it doesn't mean that you need to use all these ways or these all elements, but as the project evolves and as you start the project and as the project evolves and then as you close the project, you can identify what are the KPIs that you want to include. So for example, in the people dimension, could be about product and service labeling, could be about equal opportunities, could be about fair competition. So you can track what is that you are going to be focusing on your project, and then how you're going to be tracking that throughout the project and as the project finishes, and also as the benefits realization as we continue with that long-term perspective. Same for the planet. So about, for example, digital communications, about local procurement, about waste generation. So you can include KPIs and track that as you design the project, navigate the project, and close the project. So this provides the actionability and practicability. It's a framework that each project professional can tailor to their own needs. Essentially, with our sustainability position, we want every project to be sustainable. The invitation is that we can elevate every project to elevate the world. So at a glance, how these work in practice. So the different steps that we need to follow to integrate the P5 thinking. Again, P5 stands for people, planet, prosperity, product, and processes. So we first need to understand the project context and identify actual and potential impacts to score them. So that connects to the business case, to the vision that I mentioned that helps with the success of the project. And then you can use the guidance of the P5 standard. This guide that I'm referencing that is free for PMI members. Then we need to assess against the business impact thresholds, use the element lenses in the P5 ontology to help you to assess against the business impact. And then based on that assessment, you can propose the response and then assign this new score based on the proposed response. So we have the response and then the score based proposed response. And in this process, of course, it's really important to engage projects and organizational stakeholders. That aspect of managing perceptions that I was referencing below, it's really fundamental. So we need to include sustainability not as an add-on to the project, but as how we think our project. Sustainability is a mindset guiding us on how we really approach that vision for the project and how we assess and reassess our impact as we navigate it. Then, of course, it's important to develop the sustainability management plan for impacts. So we want to really manage that impact and to own the success of this project from a sustainability point of view. And as part of these free resources and the certification that we have in sustainable project management, you are really equipped to manage your project in a sustainable way. So you are developing that sustainability management plan. And then you assign work to action owners for integration and really promoting that impact and that regeneration approach. Regeneration is not only doing less harm, but it's how we can be proactive in healing the world from an environmental perspective, people perspective, and prosperity. And then all these provide the material data for ESG disclosure and sustainability reporting. So what I mentioned, your organization probably has a sustainability need in terms of reporting. So how all these can contribute to collect information that then you can elevate to the business owner and have a more comprehensive report and to see how your project is adding that value in terms of the business strategy. And then this is helping you to see how these work in practice. So the P5 is super connected. As I said, the designer, the owner of GPM, who developed the certification and the P5 methodology, is one of the people that also helped to write the Sustainable Development Goals. So the methodology is super connecting and interlinked to this. And then you can see that on screen we have the P5 elements, so some examples, 17 examples there, and how this connects to its SDGs. So for example, air and water quality, how this connects, for example, you can track like second, and then you can progress and you have life on land impact. And again, you have all of them, employee and staffing. It connects with no poverty. It connects to good jobs and economic growth. So you can track the P5 elements and how they contribute to the SDGs. And that also helps you in terms of managing your stakeholder perceptions and how you communicate the value of the project and the overall, not only impact, but the narrative, how you are communicating the value of the project beyond time, schedule, and budget to really how it's contributing to overall value. Again, because I have been talking a lot, a little bit of a pause to ask you, considering everything that we have been discussing, why sustainability matters, and I said it matters to organizations, project professionals can contribute, it matters to project because it drives performance, it's the higher predictor of project success, it's the right thing to do, we need to prepare for the future. If you could make one change tomorrow or today to move your project or your program closer to sustainable project management, what that change would be? I share some free resources, the MORE training, I share the PMI and GPM free resources. I mentioned that we have a certification in sustainable project management, but if you have to think about the actionability, what is one change, one thing that you will do tomorrow to move to action? So I'm going to go to Menti. Let me share the Menti now. Let's see. So if you could change one thing tomorrow to be a more sustainable project manager or project professional, what would you do? Raise awareness. Thank you so much. Yes, we need champions that help us raise awareness, to manage perceptions on why sustainability matters. One change is the goals of our clients. That's a funny, yes, I appreciate but I think it can connect it to the first answer, no? How we can also explain to clients the value of sustainability, because some people think that sustainability is more expensive, and in fact, it's the opposite, because sustainability is about waste, it's about how we make our project more efficient, how we spend less and how we add more value with less resources. So it also, if we're working as consultants, we can also help our clients to expand perspective and really be showing some insights on how sustainability drives performance and drives value. Consider power consumption when developing software, consider real environmental factors, P5 incorporate to standards, making ESG assessment inevitable parts of the business case proposals, don't store files, documents in the cloud on the long run, make sure sponsors and upper management also want these goals accomplished in a quantifiable manner. That's true. I think our invitation is about this managing perspective connecting to raising awareness, because sometimes people don't know what they don't know. So now you have a lot of resources that are for free that you can start pointing people to this direction, make it mandatory for project KPIs, rethink waste management, less paper, reevaluate test plan, transfer sustainability offers to hire and expert opinions on environmental, educate people more with sustainability things, the C-level bonuses to sustainability KPIs, to educate the colleagues on the topic, just as the selecting, analyze client requirements, prove with business case that we really need that project before initiating it. Yes. That is connected also on the slide that I shared today about the vision and sustainability transform project success. But we need to have a strong vision. What is the value that we really need that project? And what's the value that that project is bringing in terms of people, planet, and prosperity? So sustainability, not only in terms of budget, scope, and schedule as before. So thank you so much for these answers. I think they are all really insightful. I know that we have in the chat some questions or comments. Let me check if someone is asking questions. So to start, you're welcome. Okay. Is it that sustainability increases the probability of success, or is that only mature experienced organizations can utilize sustainability as a metric and will be more successful even without a sustainability goal? Let me read again. Is that sustainability increases the probability of success, or is that only mature experienced organizations can utilize sustainability as a metric and be more successful even without a sustainability goal? Well, I can give you my answer, and happy for others to use the chat on what do you think in terms of your experience as well. But I think there is a correlation between more mature organizations using sustainability as a key indicator of success. So in my experience, at least, mature organizations are thinking in terms of the impact on people, planet, and prosperity. So in a way, those metrics and those people and professionals that are using KPIs in terms of sustainability are ahead of the curve. So we are seeing some cases, but when I was presenting these results, I mentioned that only 4.3 of projects really are integrating sustainability in their KPIs. So there is a lot that we can do in helping expand awareness, manage the perception, so projects can start including those KPIs. I think in the past, or still in many organizations, a successful project manager was the one that meets the budget, meets the schedule. These days, there are a lot of projects that are considered successful, and even they are not necessarily perfect when it comes to budget or scope, but they really add value. And the more mature organizations are the ones that are thinking in terms of value for people, planet, and prosperity. So probably there is a correlation, but our invitation or our reflection is we have a role to play, or to own these and include these KPIs in our projects to be more sustainable, and then to measure and to report it, to also influence others to understand the importance. If we're working with clients or we are working with stakeholders from the business perspective, it's also our responsibility to help them understand what is sustainability about, and also what are the benefits of sustainability, because there are a lot of myths. For example, that is more expensive, that is only related to the head of sustainability and it's not part of the business strategy or the enterprise role. So we can play an active role to help manage those perceptions, to really own the success of our projects, to help our projects connect to the business vision and value, and to help everyone to expand their perspective on what is value these days. Because I think also that has been redefined the recent years. So I'm going to present a couple of more of slides, and then I will open for additional questions. Let me share my slides. Perfect. So thank you for your contribution. I think this is an invitation for all of us to leave this session inspired and with the intent to do at least one action to help us to move the needle in terms of this movement towards a more sustainable way of doing projects, and being all champions of this journey together to elevate every project and ultimately elevate the world. So as we start recapping, I want to share, we have, as I said, a unique certification in sustainable project management. It's a certification as part of the joint venture that we have with Green Project Management. It already exists in their environment, but we brought it to our PMI ecosystem. And the certification has two paths. The standard certification, that is 3 hours of e-learning and 150 questions, or a short path if you are PMP or CAPM certified or certified from another organization, is 12 hours of e-learning, and then the exam is shorter, so it's 75 multiple choice questions. So this is the certification to validate your existing knowledge or to gain knowledge in how you manage projects in a sustainable way. It's the newest certification from PMI. So I invite everyone to consider it, and then we're working with champions that are GPMB certified. For the ones that are more on the Netflix side of things and documentaries and videos and those stories of inspiration, last year our marketing team helped with this initiative and Time Magazine. So we did a partnership with Time Magazine, and we have a documentary series, so 3 episodes about innovators that are tackling climate change. One about food, the other about fashion, and the other about recycling, and how project management helps to bridge that vision with reality. So if you haven't seen it and you have a plan and you don't have plans for Friday night, you can watch these 3 episodes. They are short, but it's an invitation also if we want to communicate what sustainability is in a inspirational way. I think those stories can help with the narrative. The umbrella narrative is that good is the new cool. So being cool is not being cool and empty, but it's doing good, doing the right things for people, for planet, and for the prosperity of our world. And then we have our PMI Project of the Year Award, and different awards that PMI every year does to recognize what best practice look like in the profession. We have, for the first time, a PMI Sustainability Project Award. So if you know projects that are being done in a sustainable way, so they are integrating sustainability principles into planning, execution, and deliver, they balance environmental, social, and economic considerations, and they implement innovative and regenerative solutions, this is the perfect place to nominate them. The nominations close on the 1st of April. So this is also a good way to recognize what success looks like, and also to help raise awareness that we need to move the profession towards that direction. So if you know anyone in your network, in the chapter, in your organization, step up and recognize, because it's a good way also to inspire others to follow this sustainability journey. And then I want to mention that the United Nations declared 2026 as the International Year of Volunteers for Sustainable Development. So this year is a special shout out and an invitation for people to volunteer to have a more sustainable world. And it's also an opportunity to recognize the great work that volunteers are doing. As you know, PMI was founded by volunteers, and it continues because of power and the magic of volunteers. Some of the volunteers is the people in the chapter that organize activities and think about the value for the members. So a big kudos to people that are so generous that they give their time and their expertise to help advance the profession. And this year, 2026, we invite everyone to start thinking in a more sustainable way and to think how we can team up for sustainable development. Doing this webinar is one of these because it's also helping to expand the awareness of sustainability in project management, is equipping you with tools, resources, free resources that then you can bring to your project, to your organization, and inspire more substance conversations and KPIs that think about the value for people, planet, and prosperity. And this is our sustainability champions group that are all GPMB certified, are the people that are helping us to advance the awareness in each region. And if you need to do a webinar, if we need more information about the certification and their experience doing the certification, these are people that you can connect with. As you can see in Europe, we have people from different countries, and they are working with more than one country. So it doesn't mean that because we don't see Hungary in this slide, we don't have anyone for Hungary. It's like all the European chapters are supporting the European region. And as I said, they can bring their experience about doing the certification, the benefits that they're seeing. They can do webinars, share presentations with you. So to really help expand awareness and to advance the profession. So if you have people that are interested in this, also bring us to our ecosystem, for example, through recognizing them in the PMI awards, or for example, sharing those success stories that can help bring awareness and inspiration in our community. So how you can contribute? Well, today we have been discussing, but you can learn and use the available resources. All of them are in PMI.org, learning sustainability section. You have the P5, the practice guide, the competence standard, and the reporting guide for free. The MORE training is also on our website for free. We invite you to share these resources with your colleagues at work, through social media, through events, and any other challenge, because in that way you are managing the perception, helping with that awareness piece, helping people to understand that sustainability is not only the right thing to do, but also it's connected to business performance and value. So we're helping people to expand that perspective. And also to keep the engagement with the chapter and help us to identify those success stories, those best practice, and nominate people, if you know, for the PMI Sustainability Award. Also, we have in PMI the award for the project of the year. So the winners of the sustainability dimension, of the construction dimension, are then considered for the overall project of the year award. And then share, if you know, SMEs or cases, also stay in touch, because we are building that community-generated knowledge around sustainability. So our invitation is that we can elevate every project, we can elevate everything that we do. And as you know, PMI, our purpose is to maximize project success to elevate the world. So sustainability is the higher indicator, the higher predictor of project success. We can really accelerate the success of our project if we think about sustainability from the very start rather than something else that we add to the project. It's a mindset, and it can help elevate the world. So this is the positioning, this is the invitation. Thank you everyone for this time together. And now I'm going to stop presenting and open if anyone has questions or comments in the chat.
Thank you for the insightful presentation. And yeah, we are waiting for questions in the chat window if you have any.
It could be also reflections. It could be something that you want to share from a success story or from a challenge. I think we have like 178 people here, so with a lot of experience and a lot of passion if you are spending the lunch with me. So don't be shy and share anything that you want to bring to this community.
still everyone's thinking. Do you think do project managers need a mindset change or shift to include these elements?
It's a question for me or for the audience?
Yeah, for me,
For
for
me.
you.
Well, I think it's a good question, but I think I wouldn't necessarily can address it in a generic way because I think it depends a lot. It depends on the region, it depends on the industry, it depends on the project professional. So I think some people are really doing this more naturally, as the question in the chat about organizations. And some people are still thinking in terms of the traditional way of approaching project management. So I think overall, it's an invitation for us all because some of you perhaps are doing it. And if you are doing it, you can also bring this to your colleagues and inspire others, be an agent of positive change. If you're not doing it, it's an opportunity to do the free training on the MORE, how we expand perspective. Ultimately, for all of us, it's a good thing to do the MORE training. I did it myself and I found a lot of value. And I'm part of PMI. I have been talking about this, leading the sustainability space, but I still find it value on that. So I think it's really important for us, even that we have that mindset, to continue developing that mindset. It's like as we do sports. No, like if we go to the gym, we don't go once and that's it. We have like perfect health. We continue doing that and developing that habit. It's the same with our mindset as project professionals. So we have some questions in the chat. Thank you very much for the presentation. If you could mention the name once again, who is the person who is actively positioned about sustainable project management on LinkedIn, I would be very grateful. So, well, we have many people talking about sustainable project management. So the person that I mentioned that is the founder of GPM is Joel Carboni. So I will put it here in the chat. Then I post a lot about sustainability and I lead the sustainability in project management space for PMI. And I am also the executive director from the joint venture between PMI and GPM. So you can also follow me because I post a lot about this topic and resources and insights. So it's a good way to be updated. And yeah, and then we have to complete a survey.
Yeah, sorry, I thought
No worries.
it can run in the background till then. And you mentioned Pierre as well.
Yes, I mentioned our president and CEO, Pierre Leman. Yes. So, and of course, we have like the champions as well. So I think in that sense, many people are talking about sustainability. But I think if we follow this, of course, it will be natural then to recommend more people that are posting in the same direction. Yeah. What else? Pierre Leman, I put it here in the chat, his name, that is PMI CEO. So I think Joel, myself, Pierre, of course, for the overall PMI, but if it's more in terms of sustainability, it's me or Joel. Okay, so I think we cover all the topics so far. Stay in touch, use the resources. They are for free. If you want to go further, you can be a certified sustainable project manager and role model for others, for your organizations. Happy to help your journey. And thank you for the invitation. Let's elevate the world one project at a time.
Thank you for coming and accepting our invitation. It was a great presentation and I hope we will meet again. So have a nice day and have a good work for everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.